On this episode, we have special guests with us to do a March Madness bracket challenge of the Disney Deluxe Resorts. Today is March 19th, 2024, and this is episode 651 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys.
Soon we will be joined by our wonderful friends, Chuck and Amy, for our Disney Deluxe Resort Bracket Challenge. But first, make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. You can also find us on TikTok at MSM Podcast. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you're planning that trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, you did not get the advanced dining reservations that you so desperately wanted, have no fear, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. And yes, this really does work. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. Then if you're getting ready to plan that next trip to Disney or Universal theme park, maybe go on a cruise or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, go out and get a free quote at mainstmagictravel.com, because our travel services are completely free to you.
So today we are going to do our fun March Madness bracket challenge, and we are doing Deluxe Resorts. And with me today, or shall I say with them, because we are in Lafayette, Georgia, with Chuck and Amy Frazier. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. All right, so here's how it's going to go, because everybody loves my rules and the way I plan these things out. I'm going to be the moderator / host, and then we have the three of you because we have to have a tiebreaker. So what we're going to do, I've got the bracket laid out, which I'll explain how we got to these seeds and all in a minute. But what we'll try and do, and Amy, you'll probably have to help me keep up, is each time we answer, we'll start with Rhonda second and go around second, pick you, and we'll just, so that way it's fair. So the same person isn't the tiebreaker every time. This is going to be Disney Deluxe Resorts / Villas. So we're combining, basically, think of the entire, if it has DVC, and of course it's got cash rooms and it's got a standard side and the DVC side. We're going to combine those as one for the entire property. So you want to take into account theming, lobbies, rooms, pools, dining, location, everything. And obviously Chuck and Amy have listened to us once or twice. But the way I like to put it, sometimes because it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to think. All right, well, who has better dining, this place or this place? But just think of it as a whole. And we always go to the kind of quick test. Like if you were just given if somebody ran up to you and said, here's the two, which one do you want to stay at? That's probably your best answer. But of course, we like to discuss why maybe you made that pick. So let's start with how we got here. I went out, as always, to touringplans.com because they have all the data in the world. And I went to their rankings, which they last did at the end of 2023 on all of the Disney-owned properties. And it's based on satisfaction from guests. And that takes into everything we just talked about. Rooms and lobbies and, location, pool, all that stuff. They have those on a 0 to 100% satisfaction rating. What I did is I took, for example, they rated separate, Grand Floridian Villas and Grand Floridian Resort. So I just took the average of those two percentages, and that gave the entire resort its percentage. So that's how we got to all of those. So here is where we ended up with our seeds based on those average percentages. We have 11 total DVC resorts. All right, our 11th seed is the Contemporary, which had a rating of 86.5%. At number 10 is Yacht Club at 88%. Number 9, Beach Club at 92%. At number 8, Animal Kingdom Lodge at 92.6%. Coming in at number 7 is the Polynesian at 93%. Number 6 is Grand Floridian at 93.5%. Tied, Old Key West and Saratoga Springs. They're just going to basically split the 4 and 5 seed at 94%. Boardwalk is the 3 seed at 94.5%. Wilderness Lodge, the number 2 seed at 95.6%. And for the second year in a row, Number 1 rated resort deluxe is Riviera at 97%. They also had that in 2022. So because this is a little bit weird with 11 teams, we do have an 11-team single elimination bracket set up here. So we'll start on the outside. We'll work our way in. And we'll just chat about it as much as you want. You can tell your reasons. You know, we always like to have fun. So if you want to sway somebody, pick. You can go ahead and sway them if you want to try. I might try and sway someone's. I don't know. We're going to start off with the first game, which will be the number 11 Contemporary versus number 6 Grand Floridian. And the first pick goes to Rhonda between those two.
So here's the hard part. The one we have not stayed at yet is Grand Flow. So that is going to be hard because I've not stayed there, but I have stayed at Contemporary, and we stayed in the garden, and it was strange. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Grand Flow.
Grand Flow. Mm-hmm. And we've experienced everything else at Grand Floridian other than laying our head on a pillow in a room, basically.
Yes, we have.
All right, Amy, Contemporary or Grand Flow?
I'm going to go with Rhonda on Grand Flow.
Okay.
Full disclosure, we've not stayed at either of these resorts, but we have dined at both. We've been around the different events and different things and seen everything. Contemporary just feels really cold to me. Grand Floridian, even though it's can come across sometimes as a little uppity, the more time you spend there, you realize it's really not. It's just very elegant and very warm and welcoming, and they've got really good dining as well, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, even the quick service. I mean, Gasparilla Grill, they have a Cuban sandwich that is incredible.
Ooh, so, I will have to try that.
If all other dining were equal, which it's not, Grand Flow wins hands down, that would push them over the limit.
All right. Grand Flow is moving on in the first game. All right. Next up, we've got number 10. This is just already dumb to begin with, the way these sometimes fall. Number 10 Yacht Club versus number 7 Polynesian. So Amy gets to start this one because we're gonna go around the group here. Who starts first? That's a tough one. The only thing I will say is remember that Beach Club is still on the board. I know they're not the same resort, but they're the same resort in many factors. So
They really are, sharing the pool and being so close and actually connected. You can walk through them. Yacht Club is really nice, and I love that location right there behind Epcot, especially for festivals and such like that. But I'm going to have to go Polynesian. I absolutely love Polynesian. And just the whole vibe is one that I really like. It's that intangible feel of just the whole Polynesian thing there. And their dining is great. They're welcoming, their decor, their everything. I just love it.
yeah, that's hard to beat. Chuck,
2 words. Dole Whip.
there you go. That's the vote.
So technically mine doesn't count.
No, so you can. That's one where you can always just to get on Yacht Club's good side, you could pick it. But I mean,
Well, I actually
it is
would
the
have
Polynesian.
picked the Polynesian too, because of staying there. And it's just, here goes Jeremy's face. I've been to Hawaii.
we know everybody here knows. Jeez,
We have too.
wow.
And
Everybody in this
yay!
room.
And-
That's
but-
why I don't get to vote. I just have to moderate. 'Cause
Don't you
I actually don't know if the
agree? Like,
Polynesian's
it's-
good at all. I don't know if it's like Hawaii at all.
But it
made
is.
up.
It really is.
It really,
is.
And people are being fair if they call the Poly Alani Light.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, you're not going to get that same feeling as you would at Alani.
Right.
But it's very similar. And I love it.
yeah. I mean, that would. Yeah, if I was voting, I would vote Poly. And I love Yacht Club.
I started to say,
I
really?
absolutely love it. I love Yacht Club, but
I know that, but you'd pick Polly?
yeah, because then I can go cheat on Yacht with Beach,
Yeah.
and I can still get all the amenities. I like Yacht Club rooms better than Beach Club.
Yeah.
Everything else to me, I prefer the Beach Club. I prefer the Beach Club, like actual lobby, like just the decor, the feel over Yacht Club. But I love those Yacht Club rooms.
Yeah.
Like I love the layout. When we stayed that time and we overlooked and saw like the wedding photography going
Yeah,
on,
that was
and
cool.
like I mean, it's just it's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah.
All right, this is our last play-in game because we technically had 3 play-in games to get to our top 8. This is number 9 Beach Club, so you can make friends now, versus number 8 Animal Kingdom Lodge, which I'm very interested in with Chuck and Amy here. So Chuck gets to be the first one to go between Animal Kingdom Lodge and Beach Club.
I'm going to take Beach Club. Just full disclosure, we own there. But Animal Kingdom Lodge, I love the lobby. I love being able to see the animals. I love the amenities there. But when you have to walk to your room, it feels like you're walking 3 miles down that hallway.
Yeah.
It's in The Shining.
You can get, room.
You're right.
Yeah, your room location is everything there. And honestly, I mean, might as well give a shout out to Touring Plans and check out their room request feature.
Yes.
What are they still, like $17-18 a year, I think, for a Touring Plans subscription?
It's ridiculously cheap.
It's well worth it just for a room request alone. You know, and they have like a 70 to 75% accuracy rate of getting either the room you selected or one on either side. So, yeah. Rhonda, you get the next vote. Wait, so you said beach? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I got so lost up and literally lost in Animal Kingdom Lodge. You can't find your way back. So.
I think the hard part for me is I do love Animal Kingdom and I kind of want to pick it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just go to beach because of the location. Like you can walk to Epcot or to Hollywood if you really want to walk that far. You're right there on the boardwalk area. And I mean, yeah, the pool and the amenities and everything. So yeah.
Okay. Amy,
Oy.
you can make it a sweep. Beach is moving on. Now it's up to you if you want to hurt Animal Kingdom Lodge's feelings or if you want to just...
It's really tough because if you were to take both of those resorts and put them side by side, you know, I absolutely would go Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah.
I love the lodge. I love they've got the best dining, I think, on property. And, you know, the Savannah. I mean, hello.
Yes.
How do you compete with that? But that beach club location is fantastic. I will say I don't love the rooms at Animal Kingdom Lodge, not just the walk to the rooms, but they're getting refurbed soon, at least on the DVC side.
Yeah.
And I think they did the cash room
cash side
They
is
did.
amazing.
You will
cash
love
side's
it.
amazing. I think it could
Yes.
definitely change your opinion overall.
I agree. I just wish because you can walk to like Epcot and I mean even when you're staying at Contemporary you can walk to Magic Kingdom. Why can't you walk to Animal Kingdom?
Well, I was just going to ask how different. I mean, it's one of those where Animal Kingdom Lodge is for some people the greatest strength is its weakness. Is location. Some people would love that location. It's quiet. You're there by the animals. You know, depending on what parks you do, but at the same time, I mean, anything on the boardwalk has access to anything on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
The
not even as
dining
accessible.
there.
Yeah. So, I mean, look at, Magic Kingdom monorail area is great, but accessibility still isn't as good as boardwalk.
Yeah.
You know, you could walk around to Poly and Grand Flow, but you're really not.
We
If
did.
you're if you're at Contemporary, you really don't want to. And even that walk from Magic Kingdom is still
It's
a hike.
It is.
So, and now with all the Poly construction with the DVC tower, I don't even know what's open there anymore.
That was hard.
It's still open, but it's like...
You still have to cut across the street,
Yeah.
right? And then come around and back.
Yes.
And then they completely shut off the Shades of Green walkway, which I think's never coming back. And I know people that are very unhappy with that. But yeah, if you had easier access, walkability to Animal Kingdom, would it change your mind at all? Or it still isn't enough because...
No, I probably would 100% change my mind. I'm not going to lie. I think that it is. It's just I hate to say it like this. It's just a resort.
Or if it got its own Skyline section, which connects to Animal Kingdom.
Something.
So we got
I mean-
Coronado, we got
Fantastic.
Animal Kingdom.
I mean, I
the
hate to say
Lodge,
it, but
All Stars.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but even almost like a private bus or
A
something.
safari would be cool to take you to
Something.
Animal Kingdom
Absolutely.
from the lodge. Do you remember when we took the bus from Jumbo to Kadani?
I
We're pretty
do.
sure. I don't know what the deal. I think that there were animals in it before we got in it. It was just the four of us, wasn't it? I think it was just the four of us, and they were taking us over for dinner at Sanaa, and we happened upon it because we were going to walk. We were asking, and they pulled up this van, and I think it had animals in it right before.
It smelled
Yeah, it
so
smelled
bad.
and we're all there just trying not to laugh. And the nice cast member is driving, and he's like trying to talk to us, and we're just like,
And
we are
Lacey's
dying.
face. Oh, we were.
Oh, they were so much
It
younger.
was
It was
so
awful.
funny.
That is
Funny.
hilarious.
All right, we are going to move on to the next round, which actually this will be the Elite Eight already. We're going to go with number 5. This is an interesting one because I feel like these resorts are so similar and they're very underrated. Is number 5 Saratoga Springs and number 4 Old Key West. We're back to you, Rhonda, for the first pick. Recently stayed at Old Key West.
We did.
Recently stayed really at Saratoga. That was
Yes, we
a
did.
year ago.
I know.
So which are you picking over those two?
I think I'm going to
They're
go
sister
with...
hotels without being sister hotels.
Yeah.
I feel like they should be right next to each other. Like
They
the way
really
Port
are.
Orleans. They are very close. But you can't.
Yeah,
You
there
can't-
is a
Is there a walkway?
there is a walkway
Ah.
that'll take you from Old Key West around Saratoga down
And then
to
you can
Springs.
still connect to Springs, can't you? That's right. So they really are sister hotels in a
but
way.
they're ginormous.
They're huge.
Both of them.
This is the fairest fight I think we see
Mm-hmm.
because they're so similar.
I would agree. I'm going to go ahead and pick Saratoga because of the refurbed rooms, I'm going to say. They both have great amenities. They both have great pools. They both are close to springs. The both boat rides are fun.
Yep.
And I do really like Saratoga and that just the outside area and the horses and there's not horses. I wish there was, but
Horse theming.
horse
horse
theming. So yeah, that's the whole reason I'm
Saratoga?
just gonna say Saratoga.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. Are you thinking the same, Amy? Or going
yeah.
the other way? Saratoga?
100% Saratoga. We've stayed at Old Key West a few times, and outside of Conch Flats General Store and Olivia's, I just don't care for it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, and that's just me. It's my personal opinion. It's a fantastic resort. A lot of people love it because it does have that true Old Key Westy feel and the cottages and everything. But that's just, it doesn't appeal to me. And we stayed at Saratoga the first time for like one night before we checked in somewhere else. And we're like, man, I wish I could stay here the whole time.
Yeah.
With the walkability to Springs, and it's got basically 2 feature pools because of the High Rock there at the lobby, and then the paddock pool is just like another feature pool.
Yep.
And everything else is it's great. I love it.
Chuck?
Saratoga, but I do want to give some love to Old Key West. The 2 and 3 bedrooms
Yeah.
are nice.
Yeah.
The studio,
Huge too.
the studios, I think, just because there's so much more traffic going through them, even though the ones that have been refurbed are kind of run down already, but the 2 and 3 bedrooms are nice.
Yeah.
Now, a studio there is good for like a family that needs 2 queen beds.
Yes.
That's one thing I hold against it because we're a couple and we don't need the extra bed. We'd rather have like the couch space.
Yeah, you wish they had the oh, I was almost said traditional, but that wasn't traditional. So yeah, almost the newer DVC layout with the bed. And if you want to watch TV at all, just throw those studios right out the window.
Yeah.
That tiny little TV in that awkward little corner at Old Key West in the studios
yeah.
above that dresser
Yep.
is so odd. But
It's little.
yeah, that Saratoga. I think Saratoga's got one of the. I mean, 2 of the most underrated pools, like you mentioned. I mean, nobody ever talks about the Saratoga pools, and they're
fantastic.
incredible.
They are.
They're
It's
amazing.
a lot of fun.
So yeah, all right. Saratoga is moving on. We're going to go next to number 6 Grand Floridian versus number 3 Boardwalk, and we are at Amy for the first pick. That's a really good matchup.
Even though we haven't stayed there yet, we're making our first appearance at the Boardwalk in July, and I can't wait. I'm going to go with Boardwalk, just primarily on the location and everything that's surrounding there, all the amenities and stuff, because we have dined there. We've walked through there a lot of different times. Accessing the things that are actually on the boardwalk, like the Abracadabra and all of the Streetmosphere performers and Boardwalk Deli. We've dined there several times. Most recently walked over from Beach Club back in January when we got there and we're starving. But it's just really good, and I really like the boardwalk, especially now that the creepy clown's gone. So
Yeah, that's a huge bonus.
Yes,
Chuck?
it is.
Chuck's glad Creepy Clown is gone.
I am glad
Everybody is.
the clown is gone. I love Grand Flow, but the Epcot Resort area is going to win out. I mean, just beaches and cream from the low end of dining. Flying Fish, Trattoria, Yachtsman Steakhouse. and all of those are right there within an
Trail
easy
and
walk.
compass.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't beat the dining. And this is so interesting when you look at like the grand like scheme of them both, especially when you just come to lobbies and field. They're on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, you have this big miraculous Grand Flow lobby versus like the little baby brother, in Boardwalk. And I mean, it's you now, Ronnie. You can either take the sweep or you can go the opposite direction. Boardwalk is moving on though.
Yes, so technically my vote doesn't count
Right,
now,
it does not.
but I would pick Boardwalk too. Kat and Michael really like had us fall in love with Boardwalk a long time ago. I fell in love with it very quickly. Jeremy did not, but
Took me a while.
I think now if you were voting, would you vote Boardwalk?
I don't know. I would still. Part of me would still.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be a hard one. And again, so many of these, and this is why we like these, because everybody at home can play along. Because right now, anybody with a family that has real little kids is like, well, we're going to stay by the Magic Kingdom.
Right.
And that's what they're focused on. Or, again, Chuck talks so much about dining. What are you looking at doing for dining? What is your game plan? I don't know what I would pick, honestly. I love the Boardwalk area, but if I'm going to stay there, I want to go to Yachter Beach. Like, I'd pick either one of those over Boardwalk any day. And I do really want to stay at Grand Flow. Love the feel of it. Like, we finally felt, I think, comfortable going in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that one day that we went when we were riding Tron for the AP preview, and we went and sat by the pool, and just relaxed. And it was like, okay, we could kind of belong here a little bit.
Feel worthy.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, totally get that feel.
Narcoossee's, Citricos, like those two right there. You're right next door to Polly. But luckily, I don't have to vote, so nobody will ever know what I would have picked.
I will say, it's seasonal.
Yeah.
If we're doing this at Christmas, my vote flips. I'm
Yeah.
staying Grand Flow.
Yep, 100%. No, you're right about that.
I can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you not pick Grand Flow at Christmas over a Boardwalk?
That's true.
Completely.
That's true.
Yeah. All right.
That's true.
We're going to move on next. We are going number 7, Polly, versus number 2, Wilderness Lodge.
Oh,
And this one gets to start with
Chuck.
Chuck.
Man, that's tough.
That's a really tough one.
That is tough.
I mean, talk about seasonal. I mean, and we're not going seasonal. We can talk about
That's what I'm saying.
seasonal,
We
but
should
that's
do
a
that.
hard one.
yes.
I mean, you could do seasonal, but in the end, one of these has to win for the grand scheme of everything.
Yeah.
And see, these are my number 1 and number 2 resorts of all time ever.
Oh, yeah.
Just like,
I'm shocked, and again, we're going off of this guest satisfaction on so many different things from touring plans. If we had all sat down, the 4 of us, and come up with the seating on our own, Polly would have been in the top 3 easy. It wouldn't have been at a number 7. So that's what makes this very interesting. But we also trust the data from touring plans because they have it and we don't. Ours, see, that's the problem, is ours would sway towards opinion. That's why we like to use data. So with all that being said, pick one, Chuck.
I love the Polly. I love the Dole Whip.
Yeah.
But the overall vibe at Wilderness Lodge, being outside, watching the water parade, the electric parade, I got to take Wilderness Lodge.
All right.
And we'll give a shout out to Josh too.
Oh, yeah. The Geyser Point. Josh is the best. Rhonda.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Can't you watch the water parade at Poly though too?
yes.
You can.
And the fireworks.
You can.
We have a better Magic Kingdom view.
You do. Man,
It's a tough one.
I think I'm gonna pick Polly and let
You are.
Amy
Okay,
do
this is
the
our first tiebreaker out of all these.
tiebreaker because Polly is great. The beach, like just thinking about that, like yeah, Wilderness you can watch the fireworks too, but that beach at Polly, like I remember Jeremy and I like sitting on the swing and I bought a Stitch and I was just holding it and I don't know, maybe some memories, but I do love Wilderness. Don't get me wrong. Yep. I'm gonna let you be a tiebreaker, and you gonna.
Thanks, Rhonda.
Wow, that's a tough one. I couldn't break this tie. I'm glad I'm not. I don't have to vote.
Love you.
Gosh, I love them both so very much. I really, really do.
This should have been a finals matchup.
Yes.
Really, I mean, that would have been pretty dang good as a finals matchup.
Yeah.
And I really hate it, but I'm going to have to go Wilderness Lodge.
Okay.
I mean,
I just-
it's fair. Like, I think I don't think your answer would have been wrong, obviously.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
Either way.
I mean, you couldn't.
Yeah.
You're
No.
not going to lose either way with either one of these resorts. They're both fantastic. But there's just something about, like, if you were to blindfold somebody and drop them down in the middle of Wilderness Lodge, they would never have a clue that there's a theme park just across the lake.
Yeah.
Till the
you know,
fireworks go
till
off.
the fireworks
Yeah.
start, or
Yeah.
the water pageant. But and just that whole, they've done so good with all of the theming, and then their dining is fantastic. We mentioned Geyser Point earlier, and the Artist Point which is now the Storybook Dining at Artist Point, Territory Lounge, Whispering Canyon, all of that. Roaring Fork, their quick service is fantastic as well if you've never tried it.
Yeah.
That
And then the
huge
fact that
fireplace
it's
in the lobby.
yeah, gorgeous.
Oh, I love that one.
And then 3 resorts in one, basically, because you've got Wilderness Lodge proper, and then you've got the 2 DVCs of Copper Creek and Boulder Ridge, and that my mini lobby at Boulder Ridge is just
Oh, my
fantastic.
goodness. Yeah.
I'll agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Carrollwood Pacific Room, and all of, you've got Walt's train, literal Walt's actual train sitting there, and all of the history that's there. I love me some Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah.
And the boat ride.
That's what I was going to say is, like, we haven't done DVC. We haven't stayed in a DVC over at Poly. And of course they're building the tower, and also, we'll do this again next year. But, yeah, Wilderness, I think their DVC is some of the best.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I
it's
agree.
just either whether at Copper Creek or Boulder Ridge. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible.
But that refurb at Boulder Ridge is just amazing.
Unbelievable.
Until before that, it was kind of like
Yeah.
flashback rooms.
Yeah.
But
And yeah, and I think some of my favorite specific memories are from both of these resorts, like very, very specific.
I agree.
And so, yeah, I would probably end up picking Wilderness Lodge myself, which is a hard pick. And we'll see after we all stay at Poly here in the next month.
April.
End of April. That is next month. Holy
Main
smokes, like 5
Street
weeks
16.
away. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see if it's were to sway back. But obviously, I think we all agree: summer Poly, winter Wilderness Lodge. Regardless.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, you'd rather be staying at Poly at the end of April than Wilderness Lodge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really. So,
It's not going to hurt my feelings to stay at either one
no,
anytime.
not at all. All right, let's see if the next one will hurt your feelings. We have number 9 Beach Club versus the number 1 seed Riviera. We are back over to Rhonda. Again, it's just such an interesting one. I mean,
It is. This isn't hard for me. I haven't stayed at Riviera,
right.
but I do love being there, and I
We've
do
enjoyed
love.
every possible thing. at
We
Riviera,
have.
again, other than laying our head on a bed.
We have. But with that said, I'm going to pick beach.
Okay.
I am. I think because of the location. I know Riviera is on the Skyliner. I just love beach.
So is beach.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
But Epcot, I mean, you can walk again.
Like 135 steps
Yeah.
from Beach Club to Epcot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
That is amazing. Yeah, I do. I love everything over there. I don't know. And I don't know. I can't
But
give
you're-
a,
but
I
you're
can't
picking
give,
beach.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can't give
you
a
can't
reason
to pick
why, right.
Okay. That's fair.
So-
Nobody's question. Not a single
Anyways.
person questioned you.
All right,
All right,
moving on.
Amy?
Yeah, the Riviera is beautiful. And years ago, before we joined DVC, we always stayed at Caribbean Beach, which is, right next door. So the area is very familiar. And we always said, if they put a DVC resort here, we're definitely buying in. Well, we bought in before that, but and did not buy Riviera. But there's just something not there. It doesn't tug at the heartstrings. And it's, again, that intangible thing that you've got at beach with the location and all of the amenities. And a lot of our best trips have been at Beach Club because that's usually our go-to for Festival of the Arts, which is one of our favorite trips, the two of us, and just being able to walk back and forth and in and out. And so I've got to go beach.
Okay. Chuck?
Sorry, Marcy. Love you, but Beach Club wins.
Yeah. All right. We have our final 4. We are going to start with the 3 seed. First, the number 2 seed. So that worked out well. Boardwalk versus Wilderness Lodge. And Amy gets to kick this one off. I don't think it's
Wilderness.
going to be much of a...
Yeah.
Wilderness
I
Lodge.
know.
Is there any doubt at
Start
all?
writing it in. Does anybody want to chime in? Are we all three
I
going
agree.
Wilderness?
Yeah.
Do we want to give Boardwalk any love?
I'm going to give Boardwalk some love.
What?
Okay.
I am.
Oh.
Again,
And he's
just-
next anyway, so.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
It goes back to the Epcot resorts. There's so much to do there. I mean, the dining options, like you said, the live entertainment.
That's valid.
I love Wilderness Lodge, but when you put it up against Boardwalk and the options there, I got to go Boardwalk.
And a surprising pick there. Because now
That is
it
surprising.
is to you.
I know.
Any of that sway you? Or you still...
I don't know, because I was like, wait a minute, I was going to pick Wilderness, but now.
But it's like the same for me too. The same thing that all the good stuff that you're naming, all the nightlife and the activities and all that kind of stuff, can also be a negative because at the end of a very long park day, being able to go back to Wilderness Lodge and be completely removed from all that
Yeah.
and rest and relax.
Okay, she swayed me. I'm going to go Wilderness Lodge.
There's nothing though like waking up in the morning from Boardwalk, beach, or yacht and getting a coffee and walking that lap around the
For
lake.
you, yeah.
It's the best.
You
But-
you get up early, you
Wilderness, I
do
do,
that.
I know.
I do not.
Wilderness Lodge. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Wilderness.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably pick the same there. All right. Well, on the other side, so Wilderness Lodge is a finalist. On the other side, we have number 5, Saratoga Springs Resort versus number 9, which really is the Cinderella team of this this bracket here, Beach Club. So who just did who did the first pick on the last one? Amy did, right?
Amy, so it's
Yep.
Chuck.
All right, so Chuck goes with Beach versus Saratoga Springs.
Ooh.
I go back to my Boardwalk logic. I mean,
Yeah.
Beach Club has the best pool on property.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
100%. Rhonda? Are you thinking?
I'm there. I kind of was. I guess Beach.
What would even sway you towards Saratoga?
I mean, because it is just really cool, and I mean, I have some really good memories.
I mean, again, it
and-
comes down to what your stay is and your preference. If you're looking for a quiet, you're looking for, you love the nightlife. You want to go to Disney Springs, like Saratoga.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, which we frequent the most, and you want to chill by the pool, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't beat,
Yeah.
beat beach. So, all right, that would be your pick, Amy.
It's a tougher matchup than you would think.
Yeah.
Between the two, because I do love Saratoga a lot, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go beach. Just
Okay.
location.
Yeah. All right, we got the finals. We have number 2 Wilderness Lodge versus coming out of nowhere number 9 Beach Club, and we are back to Rhonda with the very first pick. This
gosh.
is a really tough one, and this is another one of those. I think it's just they're such opposite.
It's really
resorts.
hard because it's like it's summer, winter,
Yeah.
like and winter in Florida. And if this was seasonal, I'd say 100%. Like they both win to me. Winter, I'm picking Wilderness. Summer, I'm picking Beach.
Here's a thought.
But I have to pick
But,
overall.
which year round? What advantages does Beach have during the winter when one of its greatest strengths
is
is the pool?
and I'm not swimming in it.
Right. Now, obviously, location is a huge strength and all
Right.
the amenities that are around it and sharing, amenities with other hotels. But that's one, if you want to talk seasonal, you have to think, which one can you enjoy year round?
Wilderness.
Everything about it is my thought. So, yeah.
So maybe I will say Wilderness.
Okay. I'm just putting that out there.
Because you're right. That is the whole thing. Because like if it's seasonal, like you said, Wilderness. But if in the winter, and I'm not doing anything at beach other than walking back and forth to Epcot.
Right.
Or to, and then at Wilderness, you do have to get a bus.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when it's cold, the buses are warm. And when you're walking back to Beach Club, it's still cold.
True. True.
Florida
Yeah,
cold.
I think I'm going to go ahead and
You're
pick
going to take Wilderness?
Wilderness overall.
All right.
So
Amy?
good luck, guys.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, Wilderness, like I said earlier, it's my number 1 or number 2, just depending on the season or the most recent stay. So I'm still going Wilderness. Beach is great for the location, but that's the best thing it has going for it.
Yeah.
Is the location and the pool.
Yes.
I'll say, I forget about the pool, but
Of course.
not really. But we don't use it that much because when we're usually back and forth in the parks. But
Right.
you just can't beat Wilderness. It's the one that's got a hold of my heart.
Chuck?
We own it both, so I can't argue.
Picking between our children.
Yeah, right. Sophie's choice over here.
Wilderness Lodge, I do love the vibe there. And again, it's very much, you can't go wrong either way here. If you're looking for relaxing and kind of a staycation type vibe, you can't go wrong at Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So is
All
that
right.
your pick?
Yep.
They sweep. So, in the Main Street Madness 2024 March Madness Disney Deluxe Resort Bracket Challenge, Wilderness Lodge is our champion,
Woo!
which I think is very fair. We had Beach coming out of nowhere. Well, again, okay, so, and we like to do this sometimes. What's your favorite resort?
Resort,
Yeah,
like
what's your favorite,
period
what's
or
your favorite
deluxe?
deluxe resort?
Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge. Amy?
Yeah, Wilderness.
All right. Chuck?
Beach or Poly.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, but just goes to show. So, you still had somebody in the finals. You both had champs. So,
We should have done that probably the very beginning. Like if you were just boom,
Rapid
what's your
fire.
rapid
yeah,
fire?
that's what we did
What's
with
your
that
favorite?
park.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, we did with the favorite park episode.
Yeah.
But well, this is fun. We've got Rhonda and I have a couple more of these coming up. We'll see if we have guests or not to be a tiebreaker. Otherwise, I'll send it to the trustee quarter if I can find one in my office somewhere. If I haven't dropped it
Lord.
under anything or whatever. But
Roll away.
thank you, Chuck and Amy, so much for joining us. Thank you for hosting
Yes.
at your beautiful home here. And yeah, so Rhonda, you want to take us out with a couple other things, and then we'll wrap up. You got anything else to add?
Well, let's see. We are here at Chuck and Amy's house now, and
What's a lot of discussion
in a
this weekend that's
few
coming up
weeks,
here in
Main
about 5
Street
weeks?
16.
Yeah.
So we're gonna all be there. Come out and see us and hang and all the stuff.
Yeah, well, by the
Trivia
time
Friday night.
I'm like-
so by the time this episode comes out, we will have announced all 16 rides as part of the Saturday challenge. So if you want to see those, go to mainstreet16.com. Go to the social channels, Main Street Magic. Friday night, we will have a live trivia event at Malia Orlando in celebration. $25. All proceeds go to Give Kids the World. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have Scott and Michelle Atwood from the Main Street Mouse out there. Greg Gately from Funatics Blog will be out there helping us. And then, yeah, Saturday's the challenge. If you do not want to participate in the 16 rides, we totally get it. There are going to be some other options for you to participate and win some cool prizes. Also, you can go to mainstreet16.com and enter a raffle for only $25 per entry for a 2-night deluxe resort villa stay. So you want to do that. Let's see, other opportunity. You can just straight up donate. We would love if you could donate. If you can't do any of those things, we'll just ask that you share. Share our post at Main ST Magic on all the social channels. Share mainstreet16.com. But go check it out. We're super excited. Let's just raise as much money as possible for Give Kids the World Village. As long as you're out there, hit subscribe. You get these brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And I know that all 4 of us would be super duper thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.